Michelle. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We're really excited for 7.5 for several reasons. So, of course, there's the great new features around this release's theme of question enhancements. But another reason we're excited for 7.5 is that we're introducing a new concept called Pro Features. So, Pro Features are more advanced features that are created for organizations needing more efficient scaling or more customization capabilities or more advanced customization capabilities. So a few things to note regarding pricing. We're currently keeping our subscription prices the same for everybody who doesn't need Pro features. But for you advanced users out there, you can opt into using these Pro features, and we're currently offering that at 15% premium on top of your subscription. So if you opt into Pro features, you'll have access to any new Pro features that come out in the future, like for 7.5 and also in the future, similar to how your current core TaroWorks subscription works. And as always, you can reach out to your customer success manager if you have any questions about using Pro features or what they are, or if you're ready to use them. I am also available if you want to provide any feedback about this. So overall, we're offering these Pro features to be valuable add-ons for those clients who will benefit from more advanced customizations or more robustness. And you'll see some of those coming up. So without further ado, let me turn it over to Tabitha to showcase 7.5, including these new Pro features and the question enhancement features available to everybody. So Tabitha, over to you.
Thank you, Lane. Hi, everyone. My name is Tabitha from TaroWorks Professional Services, and today I'm very excited to show you what's new in our TaroWorks 7.5. So in today's webinar, we'll look at what's new in 7.5. We'll have a demo of the new features. Then we'll touch on the upgrade best practices when you're doing the TaroWorks upgrade, and then we'll open the session for Q&A. Okay, so what's new in 7.5? So as Elaine has mentioned, we are introducing Pro features, and today I'll be demoing the two Pro features, that is the advanced media capabilities and the streamlined forms and jobs translations. Then we'll also look at the other core features that are available to everyone. That is, we're now supporting third-party offline maps on mobile. We have a new feature, the forms and job search functionality. And then we have also for object and field dependencies in TaroWorks. We are now also supporting Android 14, and we'll have a look at migrating existing workflows and processes to the Flow Builder. All right, so let's dive into the Pro features. And to demo these features, I'm going to be using our fictitious company called Aquacom. So Aquacom is a fictional social enterprise that work in remote communities. So they assess well sites, they build wells to support or to provide water sources to the community, and then they also register members at each well site. So the field staff of Aquacom work in diverse regions, and being able to carry out their services in different languages will be key for this organization. So to start off with the advanced media capabilities, with this feature, field staff can now capture audio, video, and documents directly from their mobile devices. These files that they capture will then be stored in Google Drive, providing richer insights from the field, while at the same time optimizing your Salesforce storage costs. So before I demo how the experience looks like on the mobile side, I will take I want to show you the backend configuration. Okay, so on the admin side. So for the advanced media capabilities, we have introduced new form questions and under media questions. So I'm going to open one of the forms I have here. Okay, and then when you go to the question builder is where we have the question types. And here we have that the new media questions. So under the media questions, we have the 3 question types. Let me reduce this. So we have video, audio, and file picker. And let me just take you through. So this is on the backend side in terms of configuring on the form. So the video question, and I'll open one of them here. The video question type allows the field staff to record a video in the field, and then they'll be able to upload that file on Google Drive once they sync. So once we open or we add the video question type here, so what is contained here, similar to the other question types, you have the caption or the label, what the mobile user sees on their device. Then we have the question name, which will be used whenever maybe you're doing something like with dynamic operations. Then we have the optional supporting instructions, and where you can set the question to be required and hidden as per the other form questions. So what we have now under the advanced operations, in addition to the dynamic operations, is you have the option to enforce the user to capture a live video. So when you check this box, it means the user cannot upload an existing video, maybe from their files, but they'll have to record a live video. Then you have the option here also to preserve the live media files after they upload. So once they sync, if this box is checked, then it means a copy of that video will be saved in their mobile device. So if you want that option, then you check this box. Then for the live video, you have the option to limit the length, like how long you want the video to be, and this duration is set up in seconds. So you'll see for my demo today, I have set up the video to be 5 seconds long. So you have the option to set that. And then, like I mentioned, this is going to be uploaded in Google Drive. So what you need to have here is the link to that Google Drive folder that the mobile user will be able to upload to. So that's the link you add here. Okay, so that's the video question type. When you come to the audio question type, which I have here, so the audio question type allows the field staff to record an audio. So they can record an audio of the whole form, like when they're going through the form, maybe they're interviewing the person. So in such a scenario, it means you'd have, if you wanted to record the whole form, you'd have a question, the start recording. So audio question type, let me say, works with 2 questions. So we have a question, and let me just open it here. So similar to the other forms question, the same details, the caption or the label, question name, and optional supporting text. Then what we have under the advanced operations is, in addition to the dynamic ops, is the folder, the link of the Google folder that you're going to upload the file into. And then here we have the audio capture state. So the first question will have, you'll check the require audio capture started. So meaning this is when the video will start, the audio will start recording. So if we wanted to record the whole interview or the whole form, we would set this question that has require audio capture started at the beginning of the form. Then as we're going through, having a conversation with the interviewer, then we're able to capture the audio of that conversation. Then the second question is, I show here, is where we'll say, so similar setup, we'll add the Google Drive folder link here, and then here you ensure you set it to require audio capture ended. So this means that is where the end of, if they are capturing the whole interview, then the end of the form is where you have this question. So for my use case today, I am just going to capture a small section where I'm going to interview maybe the contractor here. So that is why I have the questions following each other for starting and stopping the recording. Something to note for the audio question type is that the audio file, which will be then uploaded to Google Drive, is saved against the end question, the require audio capture ended question. So therefore, this is the field that needs to be mapped for the file to be saved. So that's something to note. So that's the audio question type. When we come to the file picker, so the file picker question type will allow the field staff to upload a file of any type. So it could be a document, it could be another audio file, video file, an image even. So that is locally stored in the mobile device. So once they upload that file, then they can, that file then will be uploaded to Google Drive when they sync. So that's the file picker. And the example we have here, so similar to the other question types, you have the caption or the label, the question name, optional, supporting instructions, and then under the advanced operations, in addition to dynamic ops, that's where we add the link for the Google Drive where the file will be stored once uploaded. So that's the file picker. So those are the three question types. Still on media, another improvement we've done on the photo question. So the photo question, we have done improvement in terms of providing an option to save the photo in the Google Drive. So let me show you here. So under the advanced operations, so in the previous version, we added the require live photo. So now what we have is the option to save your photo question in the Google Drive. So again, you would add the folder link so that when the mobile user syncs, then that goes to the Google Drive that you have shared with the mobile user. So that's on the backend side in terms of configuring the media question. Now, still on the backend, let me show you before I transition to the mobile. So with the Pro features, there's something that will need to be enabled. So once you have had a conversation with your customer success manager and you're enabled to use the Pro features, then there is feature management. There's an option here where now you'll enable the Pro features. So you can see we already have the 2 Pro features here for the translations and then for those advanced media capabilities. So this is where you enable them so that now you can be able to see them like we saw on the form. So that's on the backend side. Now let's transition to the mobile side, and I'm going to switch hats now. And I want to be the mobile user. So allow me to show my mobile, connect my mobile device. Okay, let's give access. Okay. Do on my device. Okay, so before I show you the features in action, so with the addition of form question, the media questions, we've also added menu options on the mobile side and the settings. Let me quickly show you here, where we have the G Drive sync settings. So with this, once you click on that, so because the files will be uploaded to a Google Drive folder, then the user needs to be signed into an account that has access to that folder. So that's the first thing here. So I'm already signed in with my account, so that's what you're able to see here. And then under this, we have other settings. So the first, so if the user is not signed in and they try to sync a job that has the media question, they'll get an error that they need to sign in with the Google account. Then we have these 3 other settings here. So we have the disable upload for all jobs with media question. So if a job has, so what this means is if you toggle this button and it's enabled, then what means is that you'll be able to skip those jobs that have media questions. They will not be synced. So this can happen, maybe you don't have very strong internet speed, so you might want first to sync the other jobs that do not have media questions. So that's how you can be able to enable this, or when you toggle this on, then you're able to skip those jobs. We have another setting, enable fast network G drive sync mode. So this now is the opposite. When you have very strong connection, you can enable this mode. This is recommended when you're on 4G, 5G, or even Wi-Fi. Then you have the reset G drive sync. Mostly this will be used for troubleshooting purposes. So what this will do is it will reset the sync. So you start the sync. So with that said, it's time to show you the features in action. So to demo this feature of the advanced media capabilities, I'm going to use a well site check-in job. So in this job, the field staff is tracking the progress of a well site construction project. So the field staff will be taking a video, short video, like for a duration of 5 seconds to show the progress. They'll also record an interview with the contractor, maybe to get a quick update. So that will be an audio. We'll be demoing the audio feature, and then they also take a photo, and this photo will be uploaded in Drive, and then we'll also have a way to we'll also upload a sample document again to showcase how we use the file picker question type. So I'm going to start my well site check-in job. Start on the form. I'll select the first one. Okay. And I have the details there. I can proceed to the form. So with the form, I can see my well site is there. I want to update the status. So let's say, for example, I'm going to say it's in excavation mode or status. Then now the other question is I want to record the status. So I'm going to assume this, and I'll start. So since the video is set to 5 seconds, so you'll notice the timer here starts counting down or counting up to the 5 seconds, and we'll assume I have recorded the video. So and when the maximum recording time is reached, then the video automatically stops. Then I can click OK. Okay, so then I can proceed to the next question. So this question is the audio question that I showed you. I have the two questions following each other because I want a short interview with the contractor, for example, just get a few comments. So when I start the recording, when I record sound, so it picks, so I'm able to record the comments of the contractors, obviously recording what I'm saying now, and then I can stop recording and that will save the audio file. So this is a situation where I'm just going to record an audio for a short part of the interview, for example. So that's the audio in play. Then you have the option to upload a file, and this can be a file of any type. So maybe if I even pick the file I just recorded, I can be able to pick that. So I'm able to pick it from my files of my gallery. Then I have the photo, community photo. So I'm going to assume this is the community photo. Okay, and then I'll have that. Then now I can sync the job. So that is the, okay, so as you can see from the sync, now the sync protocol starts with uploading the files, the media files, to Google Drive before proceeding with the other normal sync. So all that I've just showcased in terms of setting up from the TaroWorks side, we have all that documented on our support site, which is TaroWorks designers dots. So when you search here, you'll be able to see especially setting up the question types. We have them here on the form questions. So we have updated our documentation so that you're able to make to set up that once you have access to this Pro feature, which is the advanced media question or media capabilities. Just waiting for it to finish. Yeah, and let me just bring the folder here. So as you can see, this is the image. I mean, this is the photo. Sorry, this is the photo we just took. Then is the recording, the video recording. This is the audio, and then this is the upload, the file that we just uploaded. So that's the media, advanced media capabilities. Going to pause for 2 seconds and see if we have any questions, Daryl.
Thank you, Tabitha. Yeah, to all our attendees, please keep your questions coming through the chat. We have one question from James. James is asking, is there a recommendation on when to use G Drive versus saving media in Salesforce? Yes, we do recommend that you use G Drive, especially when you want to spare storage in Salesforce instance, because this could be utilized very fast, especially with the media questions and the content. So whenever you have these set up, we recommend that you use the G Drive. I hope that answers your question, James. Yeah, thank you very much. Please keep your questions coming and we'll respond to them. Back to you, Tabitha.
Awesome. Thank you, Daryl. All right, on to the next pro feature, which is the streamlined forms and jobs translation. So with TaroWorks 7.5, the admins can now use TaroWorks Translation Workbench for multilingual forms and jobs. So this will help improve version control, and we will even simplify language management across the diverse regions. So this translation is made possible by using custom labels in Salesforce. So those custom labels, you use the custom labels to translate into different languages, and then you reference those labels in the TaroWorks forms and jobs, as you can see from my screenshot here. Sorry, with this, it means you only need one TaroWorks forms and jobs, one form, one job for the different languages. So let me show you the backend. If I show you the backend, so for this, I'm going to use this form. Just open this one before I show you the mobile side. Maybe before I show you the form, let me quickly just show you custom labels. So I'm going to open just one of them just to show. So custom label, you access them through going to setup, then under quick find, search for custom labels, custom label. Sorry. Okay, and I'm going to use an example of, let's say, website details. That's one of the labels I have. It's big. Okay, website details. So here, so anything, or well, let's say whatever you want translated on the form or the job is what you'll go ahead and translate. So in my example here, you can see I have translated the name of the form. I've also translated the name of the section. I skipped the region because it's the ID and it's also hidden. So there's no, the field staff will not be seeing that on their mobile device. So I can skip translating that. But however, everything else that they need to see, the labels, the options, then I have to translate them first before I reference them in the TaroWorks form. So for custom label, for example, using the website details, so this is a section. This is a section I want to translate. And here I have translated to the different languages. So for my demo, I'll be showcasing with a Spanish-speaking user. So once I add the label, and then this is where I add the translation. So similarly for any other label that you want to see. Then once you want to set up the form, this is the syntax. So the syntax to reference the translated value is, this is the syntax, it's the $ label dot the name. So you see here, you have the description and then you have the name. So this is the name that we add to the this syntax here. So $ label dot the name. So similar to the others, the same way. So when it comes to the pick list options, which can be single or multi pick list. So we have a slightly not really different, maybe let's say an extra step. So you still do the translation, the custom labels. So you do the custom label for the question, which is status. Then you also translate for the options. So for all the options, and I'll show you one, like the excavation. So all this you're translating to the languages that your mobile users will be in. So same way, so the excavation, again, I translate them to different languages. So same syntax, $label dot the name. So as I was saying, for the options, now once you translate them, then you add them under the value sets. So these value sets are where you're going to add them. For my example, I have the status. The values that you pick here or you add here are the translated values. So they'll pick whatever the translation is. So then the next step is then to translate them. And all these steps are well laid out in our documentation for even the pick list options. Then what happens is, for example, I now go to translate them in translation, and let's say I pick the global pick value set. Then the value I add here as the translation should be the value I have translated in the custom label. Okay, so that when I sync, the values are matching. So that's an extra step you need to do for the options. And like I mentioned, we have all those steps laid out on our support site. So, okay, so with that, I'm going now to switch hats and become the mobile user, and then we'll go through. Okay, allow me to connect this fresh. So for this, to demo this feature, I'm going to use, I'm going to log in as a Spanish-speaking field staff. So allow me to connect. Okay, so I'm logged in as a Spanish-speaking user, and what the job we're going to use to show this feature is the website registration. Sorry, so you can see it's already translated. So I haven't translated my device language, so that's why the other options are not translated, but the form is translated. So if I start registration, select the region, and I open the form, I can just do test, then select the status. I'll say there are 10, and there's no problem, for example. So if another user then is logged in the languages I've translated, Swahili, French, all the languages that you translate, then the one form and that one job translates to all those languages as per the mobile user set language. And so with that, then we can now sync. So, and again, these steps are all documented on our support site on the Pro Feature section. We have a section for the Pro Features on how to be able to set up that. So especially for the forms and jobs translation, so we have that, the labels, and then how to reference those labels in TaroWorks forms and jobs. So that's it for the Pro features that are available on a premium, as Elaine mentioned. So before I transition to the core features that are available to all, Daryl, do we have any questions?
Thank you, Tabitha. Yeah, we have a few questions coming in. We have a question from Cynthia. Cynthia is asking, hi, sorry, I didn't get the time limit for the media. Is it required?
Good question. Let me go back. Go back platform. So, but the short answer is it's not. It's an option.
Oh.
This one. It's not. It's optional. It's optional. Right. So you can leave it to whatever length.
All right. Thank you. And Cynthia has a follow-up question. Also, let's say I have 10 people in the field. How will I know which video is from who? Do I have to open each video to see? It's all about the naming conventions.
That's a very good question. So I'm trying, let me see if I can access. Okay, so this is the view. So looking at this, I'll be able to see as per the owner of the, because for anyone, for the user to upload a file in the drive, they'll need to have logged in. So with this, I can be able to tell who uploaded which file or which video, which audio. However, allow us to follow up with you on that. For further clarification. But however, this is how I would see it, being able to identify who is the owner.
I think if I could just jump in here as well, I think you could also just use Salesforce as the CRM and run a report, so you can kind of go by like who the owner is or the who you're taking the video of, and that link should be there. But yeah, I think if you wanted the naming convention in G Drive to have that, we might have to get back to you.
All right. Finally, we had another question from Richard. Could you please share some use cases for the media capabilities? E.g., why would I record the video on TaroWorks if I can add it to the G Drive directly? So again, Richard, this ties back to what the ability to see and to keep track of who completed the task. It's much easier when it is linked through the specific job that is assigned to these users, and therefore the videos that they are taking are automatically linked to them. And as a use case, you can think of a video that is captured during an interview with a respondent, or conducting, for example, an inventory count at a particular warehouse. So those are some of the use cases that you could think of, and those videos will be linked specifically to those jobs and those users. Right. Hope those answers are okay with you all. Please keep the answers coming. And also, please indicate in the chat if you'd be interested in any of these TaroWorks Pro features. Thank you. Back to you, Tabitha.
Awesome. Thank you, and thank you for those questions. So moving on to, so that's the two. Those are the two Pro features that we have in 7.5. So now moving on, transitioning to the core features that are now available to all. So the first one is we are supporting third-party offline maps on mobile. So in addition to maps.me, which is what we've been supporting in the previous versions, field teams can now navigate offline, using either Google Maps or any other. I think there's organic maps and any other third-party maps. This will offer more flexibility. And if I can see if I'm still logged in. Okay. Let me just quickly. It's a quick one. So let me just show you. So if you're viewing the record on map, you have the option to choose. Okay, connect, start. So let me still use the user I'm logged in because it's just viewing. So if I want to see, for example, don't believe I had the location for that, like this one. So if I click on view record on map, I'm presented with the options, which map options or whatever applications I have installed that can read a map, that is the options I'm presented with. So this is offering more options apart in addition to maps.me. The other core feature we have is the ability to search for forms and jobs, and this is a very good one. Let me show you. Okay, here we are. So if I go to the forms, okay, so obviously I don't have very many, but if you can imagine for scenarios whereby you have hundreds of pages to search for a job. So now we have a form. In this case, you have the option to search, and let's say I search website. So I type and click the search button. So I'm presented with all the forms that have the name website. If I had monitoring and click on search, then I have that. So this makes it reduces the time the admin, you as the admin, will spend scrolling and making large-scale management of forms and jobs easier. So that's on forms, and we have the same on jobs, same search functionality. So again, you're able to search and search for it. Okay, so that's a good one. The other very nice feature we have is the object field dependencies in TaroWorks. So this is a new visual tool that will help admin understand how forms and jobs and the TaroWorks objects are linked. And this is very good, or this will simplify troubleshooting and even understanding the setup. And this setup is specific to the TaroWorks forms and jobs and the object linked to it. So to access this, you go to the app launcher, go to the object field dependencies, and here you're able to see it's a display of a table with all the forms and jobs, and then for it will show a number of things. So for example, question mapping that reference a particular object and event field. So you see, like for this bit, we're able to see the form and the objects that are field mapped, or mapped on that form, and even the specific field. So if I, for example, take my well site check-in form, I can see we have the well site object, and then I can be able to see the different fields and the relationship or the dependency that is linking the form, the job, and the field is type field mapping. And I can see for all the other forms I have. If I go to the jobs, I'm able to see how the job and the form and the related objects are linked through task mapping. And the task mapping is on the drill down hierarchy that is on the job side. So this visual tool will help you see the dependencies, and this will help you in troubleshooting, especially when you're able to see what objects are field map or what fields are in task mapping. Okay, so that's on object field dependencies. Then we are Android 14 is now supported on TaroWorks 7, so this is ensuring continued stability and performance. And then the last one, we have migrating existing workflows and even processes to the flow builder. So Salesforce is no longer support, or will no longer support, the workflow rules and process builders as of December of this year, 2025. So workflow rules and process builders, they'll still continue to function and execute like the existing automation. However, customer support will no longer be available, and any bugs encountered will not be fixed. So with that, Salesforce is recommending implementing a plan whereby you migrate your existing workflow rules and processes to the flow builder, before the deadline. And with this, of course, Salesforce has provided tool to do this, which is the migration tool available in all the orgs. So if you go to setup, and then again search migrate to flow. So this will open up showing you all the types. So it sorry. So for now, I only have the workflow rules. So if you had any process builders, they'll be listed here. And of course, we also have this documentation on our support site on how to go about this. However, also Salesforce has also provided resources on how to go about this. So, but the steps to migrate your workflows to the flow. So you have to migrate the workflow. It's migrated to a flow. You test if the flow is working as expected. You would then have to deactivate your workflow before activating the flow. Again, all those steps are well outlined on our support site. So that's it for the features. And before I open the session for Q&A, I want to quickly touch on the upgrade best practices. So once while you're prepping or preparing to do a TaroWorks upgrade, so we recommend that one, you read the release notes to understand what's coming out, what's being fixed, what's being improved. Then if this will be your first TaroWorks upgrade, we recommend that you request support to guide you. And this is by logging a support ticket so that the support team can assist you with the upgrade. And then we recommend that the mobile users work offline when you're going through the upgrade. And of course, you need to follow the upgrade steps and documentation, which again are well laid out on our support site on the installations and upgrade section here. Okay. Awesome. So I'll now pause and open the session. Comments regarding TaroWorks 7.5. So over to you, Darrell.
Tabitha, not really a question to start us off, but a comment from Cynthia. Cynthia says the search feature and the field dependency are really good. I really needed them. Thank you. So we are glad, Cynthia, that this feature will be helpful for you, and we hope that you'll put it into proper use. Please keep your questions coming, and also let us know if you'd be interested in the TaroWorks Pro features. We have a question from Henry. Will mobile users see the translated content automatically, or do they have to select a language manually? This is now on the new feature that uses translations. And Henry, to answer your question, mobile users will see the translations automatically. They will not have to do any manual changes on their mobile device. So they'll just see the translations automatically. Good. Please keep your questions coming. Right. All right. I don't see any other questions. I think we can close it there. So it's been awesome having you in our TaroWorks 7.5 release webinar. The recording for this session will be shared on our website, our blog, our YouTube channel, and for reference, just in case you need it or any of your team members didn't make it to the webinar. It's been a pleasure hosting you in these release webinars, and we hope that we'll see you in the next one. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.